Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have a drugstore makeup haul that comes to us from Profusion. I picked up their new Super Bloom collection, and if you follow me over on Instagram, which I hope all of you do, you saw that I posted a reel with some swatches and just showcasing all of the goodies that I picked up. Now this Super Bloom collection, I ordered it straight from the Profusion website, but you can find it in stores right now, hopefully at your local Walmart. I think it's online at Walmart as well, so I'll see if I can have it linked to both places in case any of this appeals to you and you want to check any of it out. You guys know that Profusion is a super affordable brand. Sometimes you can find them like at TJ Maxx or at Ross, but like their latest collections, they typically go, of course, to their website and to Walmart. And in case it is your first time here on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. My name is Steff. I would love to have you as a subscriber, so if you want to go ahead and click on that subscribe button, and if you like what you see, be sure to give this video a thumbs up before you go. Let's dive on into it, guys. I am excited to play with makeup, especially affordable makeup. So if y'all want to see the new Profusion Super Bloom collection in action, keep on watching. Now, I obviously do have my base makeup on, and I want to quickly share with you this killer little combo that I just discovered. So this is a Profusion foundation. This is their Feel Good Longwear Skin Perfector. I have the shade Fair 3, which is a little too cool tone for me. I usually go more for neutral to warm tone. So I added the Flower Beauty. This is the Heatwave Bronzing Essence. This made a great combo. This is how my complexion looks, and I'm loving it. So just wanted to point that out since it is a Profusion foundation. I have one of the lip glosses. So there was two different lip glosses in this collection. Were there two or three? I feel like I picked up the whole collection, but maybe I'm missing a couple things. It'll all be linked in the description box, as things usually are. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. But these are the two lip glosses that I got. These came as a set, so it came as a duo. This is the one I have on right now. This one is in the shade, I don't know. There's no shade name on it. So it's the more like rusty leaning lip gloss. But as you can clearly see, it really doesn't provide any color. And then this one's going to be the more pink leaning. I'll change into this pink one a little bit later. I picked up two cream blushes. I think there were maybe 4, but these are the two that I went with. So guys, really quick on these cream blushes, just because I've already swatched them. This one right here, this one is in the shade Hibiscus. This one swatched the weakest. I really had to go in there to make the swatch show up on the back of my hand. This one, however, this one is called Rose Petal. No problems with the pigment on this one. So let's go ahead and apply the blushes to the cheeks. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. Putty Primer brush, and since I know this one is really pigmented, I think I picked up a little bit. That is a pretty shade. This is a nice neutral shade, but look at that payoff. That's beautiful. Now, I have done a video where I swatch out all of the new Profusion liquid blushes, which I have one of them right here. These liquid blushes are pretty amazing. I want to say there's like 6 or 7 different shades, and I'll have that video linked up above in case you want to check it out. And I'll put my drugstore makeup playlist in a pinned comment in case you want to see some more affordable options, which, guys, prices are getting out of hand, aren't they? Thank goodness for Profusion and for our drugstore makeup that is sometimes even better than high-end. All right, guys, so here's what Rose Petal looks like. I think that looks beautiful. I do have a little bit of cream bronzer on, and it's the NYX Wonder Stick. That's also another good product at the drugstore. Let's move now to Hibiscus. Now, let me just clean off my brush real quick. Okay, so this is the one to swatch. I really had to go in there. So the brush looked like it picked up a good amount. Let's see. Again, we can't necessarily go by swatches. We gotta see how they work on our face. And yeah, this is definitely applying much better than how it's swatched. I was a little nervous about this shade when I was out there swatching them. I swatched these outdoors in natural lighting just because I had finished my workout. I was already hot and sweaty, so I thought, well, why not? Let me go outdoors and swatch this makeup, make an Instagram reel with these products. And I'm glad I did. Okay, that's really pretty. So this one's gonna be a nice pink coral shade. And I'm glad that this is buildable. Because I mean, it looks pretty bright here in the pan. But I know not everybody is gonna want an intense blush or a very bright blush. So you can see how that like shears out some. I would say definitely this one is more pigmented than this one, but I like it. It's a nice soft wash of color, and I like the way they applied over, you know, the cream bronzer I had, the foundation that I'm wearing. They look pretty good, and they do say that they last for 24 months after opening. Now, another thing I'm very excited about with this collection are these new eye paints. So I think I picked up all of the shades that they had in the eye paints. Eye paints have become increasingly popular in these last couple months. NYX has recently released some. You guys just saw me try the Half Magic Beauty eye paints, which by the way, those are fantastic. About Face has some, and the revamped House Labs is relaunching the brand at Sephora now, and that brand is including eye paints in their upcoming release. Let's try these out. These were super inexpensive. I think these were $6 each. So we're gonna be trying these in today's video. Out of all the eye paints I've seen advertised, these are the least expensive at around $6. I think they're around $6. And now for what I think is the fun part of this video, trying out these two new eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to start first with this one. This one is called the Harvest palette. Look at how beautiful this 20 pan palette is. Now there are no pressed glitters in this, just matte and shimmer shade. And let me just go ahead and show you the other one. This one is called Ethereal. So I think you can see that this one, the hibiscus blush, which is this one right here, would go better with this particular palette. But between you and I would use the blushes with either or. I love this color story. This color story is so pretty. So I'm going to be creating 2 looks with each of the palettes, and I'm going to do my best to incorporate all 4 of these eye paints in there as well. We'll start first with the Harvest palette, and then we'll work our way into the Ethereal palette. Now I've already primed my eyelids with this Moira Cosmetics Eyeshadow Primer. I have this shade, I have 2 shades, but this one that I'm using is in the shade 2. Alright guys, so what do we want to do with the Harvest palette? I'm looking at the eye paints, and we do have a couple green shades here, like a yellow and green. I think I want to try going in with this lightest shade in the crease, and then using some of these other shades to build on top of that. So let's do that, just because I want to try and incorporate as many things as I can from this collection. So this is the shade Daffodil. Now let's see. I'm just gonna do something like that, and I'm taking my What's Up Beauty R104. And I'm gonna use that to just blend. Let's see what's gonna happen. If we don't like it, then thank goodness this was the first shade. I can wipe it off really easily. And that just kind of blended away. I'm thinking that these might be better for like eyeliners. I typically don't like working with like cream shadows, especially like matte cream shadows. I just prefer to better work with a powder formula. Now I looked at the Profusion website, and it says to use your finger with these. So yeah, I'm gonna try putting some on the back of my hand. And let me pick some up with the brush. Yeah, I don't know that these are necessarily going to be that great for blending. Well, maybe. Let's see. It seems to be building up. That's what it looks like on the back of my hand. All right, so it's a nice color. Would I use it like this in the future? Probably not, just because, again, I don't prefer to work with cream shadows like this. I think for me, this is going to be something that I'm going to like packed on the lid better, but it actually gave me a pretty decent blend, and I was able to build up the pigment to, I would say, almost to what you see right here on the back of my hand. That's pretty close. So okay, that's not bad. I'm gonna say we're off to a good start with this. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. The shade is called Gather. I'm taking Gather on a Rephr 15. That is a pretty shade, and it seems to be blending perfectly fine on top of that eye paint. I love a mustard yellow shade like this. This is one of my favorites. All right, guys, I love the way this turned out. Let's move now into our next shade. I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in with this shade. It's like army khaki green shade. This one is called Vegetation. I'm taking that shade on a Rephr 14. That is a really nice blend, guys. These mattes are layering really well. All right, now I have this other green eye paint. This one is called Marimo. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's the shade. It looks beautiful. Do I want to use that on the lid? I don't know. Let's try it and let's see what happens. I am gonna do like a shimmer on top. I'm just using a BH Cosmetics little like flat brush like that, packer. That looks pretty. I'm gonna leave my eye closed for a bit because it does say to let it dry. Leave that alone. While that's drying, I'm gonna add a little bit more of Vegetation. And then I'm gonna go in with this deeper shade right here. This one is called Nocturnal. Trying to keep this eye closed, guys. I'm gonna add that right in here. You could very easily leave this as an all matte look. Maybe just do something shimmer in the inner corner. I'm trying to, you know, play with this collection as much as I can. So I am gonna do a shimmer shadow on top. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in, I think I'm gonna go in with this shade down here. This one is called Equinox. I'm taking Equinox on a damp Morphe M124. That's beautiful. Now I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This gold shade is called Grassland. Same brush. That looks really pretty. Picking up a little bit more of Equinox. Actually, what I'm gonna do is go back in with the darker green eye paint, the one I just used. And I'm gonna take a Rephr 26. I'm gonna lay that down first. Now, while that's drying, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here for the inner corner. The shade is called Harvest Moon. I'm taking that on a damp Rephr 03. Wow. That is a beautiful inner corner shimmer shade. Now with that same Rephr 03, I just picked up the shade Evergreen. I did spray the brush. This was that shimmer shade. Wow, guys, look at that. I'm gonna go back in with this shade right here. The shade is called Gather, and I'm gonna run that right below, just to kind of tie everything together. I'm gonna add a liner, maybe do a falsie, we'll see, and some mascara, and I'll be right back to show you this completed first look with the Harvest palette. All right, guys, here's the completed look number one with the Profusion Harvest palette. I added, let me tell you what I added. So the mascara I'll be using in today's video is the ColourPop Level Up Mascara, and the lashes I'll be using, in case you don't know, are my very favorite AOA Shop Miss A lashes. This is the style Alexis. For the lower waterline, guys, I wanted to try out the lightest green in these eye paints, the shade Daffodil. This is what I had started out with, and look, it stayed no irritation. All I did was put some on the back of my hand, and then I used this little Morphe angled brush. This is the M217. Get yourself one of these brushes because it's gonna come in handy if you're gonna want to use like gel liners, or even now these new eye paints that are out. Seems like everywhere, right? But this is the final look. This is the completed look, and I absolutely love it. For the lips, I took off the gloss. I added this Milani lipstick. This one is in the shade 420 Tease, and then I put the same gloss on top of it, and this is how it turned out, and I like it. So far, we are off to an amazing start. Let's jump on over to the left eye and start creating the second look with the Harvest palette. All right, so let's start figuring something out for look number 2. I really want to use like this shade and then this shade as well. But I know it's going to be another green look, but what can I say, guys? I love green. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the shade. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm going to start with the shade. The shade is called Secret Garden, and then we'll see where the look takes us from there. I'm using a Game Beauty E01. I probably won't use any of the eye paints in this look, just so that I can try more shades in the palette. Guys, so I looked up the prices really quick. The eyeshadow palette, 20 pen eyeshadow palette is $10, and the eye paints are $4. $4, not 6, 4. That's a pretty incredible deal. All right, now in a Refer 14, I'm gonna go in with the shade Willow. That is such a beautiful color combination. And these are just blending and layering so well, guys. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This shade is called Growth. I'm taking that shade on a damp Morphe M124. That's a beautiful shade. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. The shade is called Communal. Same brush. These shimmer shades are spectacular. I think this could be one of the best Profusion palettes I've ever tried. Just adding a little bit more of Growth. Add a little bit of Nocturnal, which was that dark green I used over here, just right here to the outer corner. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with this shade first. This shade is called Nurture. And I'm taking that shade on a Refer 26. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Crop. I'm going to keep that closer to the lash line. Now for the inner corner, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. The shade is called Thankful. Taking that on a damp Refer 03. These shimmer shades are very softly pressed. They're almost putty-like, so just be careful when you're dipping in. Alright guys, I'm going to add the finishing touches, and I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 2. Alright guys, here's the completed look number 2. What do you guys think? I like the way it turned out. For the lower waterline, I went in with this one from Moira. It is their eyeliner in the shade. It's called the Eye Exposure Pencil. This one is in the shade Peach. The same lash, same mascara, and that's about it. That's all I did to complete this look. I love it. Oh, and guys, I forgot that I didn't have any highlighter on. So I went in with this new one from ColourPop. This is one of the ones that launched at Ulta. It's the Super Shock in the shade Flip Flop. It's just a paled gold shade. And these are the looks, guys, with the Harvest palette, also incorporating 2 of the eye paints. The palette is $10. The eye paints are $4 each. That is pretty awesome. Let me go ahead, remove these 2 looks, and I'll come back and we'll start playing with the Ethereal palette. Alright guys, I did change lip color so that way I could try out the pink gloss that's in this collection. Another Milani, one of these lip fetishes. This one is in the shade Peony, and let me just open it. You can see what it looks like. Love this shade. I think the gloss pairs perfectly with it. Now we're going to start playing with the Ethereal palette. So this is going to be the more purple, blue leaning palette. Love this color story already. I'm really drawn to this shade up here, to these blue shades and green shades down here. Where should I start? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think I want to start with this shade. I think I'm gonna start with this shade. The shade is called Crispy Morning. Actually, before I go in with that shade, let me try using this other eye paint. This one is in the shade Bluebird. If you hear a humming in the background, guys, neighbors are doing some yard work. I think it is the weed eater that I hear going on. All right, so now I'm just taking my Game Beauty E01. Blend that up here. This is a beautiful shade. I think you've heard me say that several times already in this video, but that just means it's a good sign. All right, so I think that blended out really well. I'm really liking these eye paints. Now I'm going in with Crispy Morning on a BK A501. I don't think I picked the right brush. I'm gonna switch brushes right now. Switching over to the BK A502. All right, now I want to deepen up that outer corner a little bit. So I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here. The shade is called Rare. I'm using that same BK A502. All right, now I'm going to add some of this other eye paint. This is the last one I haven't used. This one is called Sweet Pea, and I'm going to place that right in here. Blend this out. Adding a little bit more of Rare right here to the outer corner. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This one is called Exquisite. I'm using a damp Luxie 245. Did feel a little bit of fallout. This is one of the most textured shades in the palette. I think there's another one like this. So some glitter glue might be helpful, but this is not a pressed glitter. That is a beautiful shade. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. The shade is called Delicate. Same brush, I just sprayed it again. So these two have different textures. This one that I'm using is more like putty-like, and the other one just had, you know, a thicker, a chunkier consistency. They are beautiful together. All right, now for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with this shade down here. The shade is called Hydrate. Taking Hydrate on a damp Rephr 26. Now I'm gonna go in with this matte shade right here. This one is called Lavender Field. Same Rephr 26. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here for the inner corner. This one is called Awakening. And I did spray this Rephr 26. Okay guys, I'm gonna add the finishing touches and I'll be right back to show you this first look with the Ethereal palette. All right guys, here's the completed look number 1 with the Ethereal palette. Same lash, same mascara. For the lower waterline, I went in with a NYX Epic Wear liner. I don't think this one, unfortunately, is available anymore. But you know what I could have done is go in with this eye paint, and I totally forgot. But I like it. I really like the way this look came out. Look at those sparkles in the shimmer shade. So, so pretty. Let's move over to the left eye and start working on look number 2. All right, so for look number 2, I think we should do something. We have these nice like brown tones in here. And then of course we have the purples. I'm gonna try the shade. I'm gonna go in with the shade in the crease. Am I gonna do that? Oh, and the coral shade. Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go in with the shade. Let me go in with the shade instead. This shade is called Bouquet, and then I'm gonna work into this shade right here. This shade is called, am I gonna do that? Hold on, hold on. I'm thinking maybe I can do that on the lower lash line. Let me go in with my first choice. Sorry about that, guys. Let me go in with this one right here. This one is called Prickly. And I'm taking that shade on a Rephr 15. All right, now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. The shade is called Roots. I'm taking Roots on a Rephr 14. Now I think I want to add a little bit of this purple shade right here. This one is called Flora. I'm using that same Rephr 14 and I'm just going to put that like right in this inner portion. I'm loving how these matte shades are layering. Really good experience, guys, with these palettes. All right, now I'm going to, I was thinking of adding this shade. Let's go in with that one. That one's called Sun Drenched. And I'm taking this shade on a damp Luxie 245. Adding a little bit of Flora. And a little bit of Roots. Now I'm going to add a little bit of Awakening to the inner corner. Same Luxie brush. Now on a Rephr 26, I'm going to be using both of these shades on the lower lash line. This one is called Bouquet and this one is Cherry Blossom. Going in with Cherry Blossom first. Really just packing it on. Now I'm going in with Bouquet. Now I'm going to add a little bit of Delightful really close to the lash line. All right, guys, I'm gonna add the finishing touches and I'll be right back to show you this completed look number 2. All right, guys, so here's the completed look number 2. Lash, mascara, still the same. I went in with this ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Bay Breeze. And here is the look. Let me go ahead and wrap up today's video and share with you guys my final thoughts on the Super Bloom collection from Profusion. Alright guys, let me go over everything that I tried out. Let's start first with the cream blushes. So I've been filming for a couple hours now and this is what it's looking like. I think I definitely have more pigment over here on this side. This was the Rose Petal. This is the one that swatched better versus this side. This is a hibiscus shade. Do I feel these are absolutely necessary for you guys to pick up? They're $4 by the way. No, I would go with the liquid blushes. Their liquid blushes are fantastic. I believe those are $6 a piece, but they really pack a bigger punch than these do. I think if you want any of these, I would go for the Rose Petal shade. To me, that is just the one that has the more pigment. That's the one that seems to be doing a little bit better on my cheeks right now. The lip glosses. So there were 2 different shades in the lip gloss. I'm still wearing the pink one and they're right here. Guys, the duo retails for $5. There were also some, what are they? The Velvet Matte Lip Duo, and those are $5 also. I didn't get those. I just got these. There's also a liquid highlighter and there's also some lashes, which I didn't pick up any of those. These glosses are nice. I've been wearing them for the last 2 hours that I've been filming. I mean, I like it. Do I feel it's absolutely necessary? Maybe not really. I mean, I have a whole bunch of glosses, so I pretty much just bought them so that I could try them out for you guys. But do keep in mind that there's not a lot of pigment with them either, so I would definitely put these over a lipstick or use a lip liner first and then go in with the glosses. Next, we have these eye paints at $4 a pop. You can't go wrong with these. These are pretty awesome. Now, I know eye paints is having their moment in the sun right now. A lot of brands are releasing eye paints, but none of them are doing it with the $4 price tag. I would go this route, especially if you don't foresee yourself using eye paints that much. Spending $4 versus $24 makes a whole lot of sense, and I like the shades that they included. These were nice, guys. I was able to pack them on, blend them out, even put them in my waterline with no irritation. I recommend picking these up. Next up, we have the Harvest palette. So these palettes retail for $10 a piece, 20 shades. This is beautiful. Guys, I've had hit or miss experiences with Profusion eyeshadows. The last couple eyeshadow palettes that I tried from them were like, I don't know, they were just okay. This is so much better than just okay. And this is so much better than it just being good for the $10 price tag. This is a pretty solid palette. I love the color story. This is definitely more earthy toned. And if these are your shades, who doesn't love green? This is definitely one that you can add to your stash. Add to that cart for $10. I do want to mention that I picked up all of these goodies during the Memorial Day sale. Profusion had a 40% off site-wide sales. So that is when I placed the order for all of these. But this past weekend, they had like a 20 or 25% off site-wide sales. So I would definitely sign up for their emails. That way you can be alerted whenever they do have sales, because they have pretty good sales on something that's already an amazing price. I thought the mattes were great. I thought the whole color story was great. The shimmers are great. There are no pressed glitters. I would recommend maybe doing some glitter glue with the more textured shimmer shades, which are mainly in the Ethereal palette. But this was a beautiful palette to work with. This is a very solid performing eyeshadow palette. Ethereal right here. This is what I have on right now. Gorgeous color story. If these are your shades, guys, I would grab this for $10, 20 shades. You can't go wrong with it. They're just so much fun. I had so much fun playing with this entire collection, but especially these eyeshadow palettes and the eye paints. Those were the things I was most looking forward to trying. Neither of these palettes disappointed. If this is your color story, if these are the shades that you gravitate towards, $10. You could probably even get it on sale if you sign up for the Profusion emails. Guys, it's well worth the price tag. Once again, guys, you can find these right now in store at Walmart, and I believe even on the Walmart website. So I'll have everything linked in the description box of today's video, so that way you guys can check it out. And hopefully you'll be able to pick up some of these products in case you liked anything that I tried. I am giving the Super Bloom collection from Profusion 2 amazing thumbs up. Congratulations, Profusion. You guys released a really pretty collection, a really different collection for the brand, and these eyeshadow palettes are really solid, guys. Pick up one or two of the eye paints. You won't regret it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you thought of today's video, and let me know if you're going to be purchasing or passing on any of these goodies. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.